real question is, how you doing? And yes, we back. Yes, we back, and you're here on Golden Gems Media with yours truly. Hey, did you see what's going on today during camp? Did you see Shedeur Sanders is still out here cooking? Deshaun Watson said, hey, young man, I'm sorry, but it's not going to be that easy. Dylan Gabriel, better luck next year. But we're going to get all into it and more. We're going to get all into it. I promise you. There's a lot to come today in today's episode. But I'm telling you, the fellas, the young gunners, everybody and their mama, everybody is coming along for the party right about now. And everybody's kind of gearing up and getting ready for that big day tomorrow, a.k.a. scrimmage day. But we're going to talk about everything and more. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, we live now, really.
Hold on. Wait. We live? Hold on. Can you see me? Mama, hey, I made it. Hey, welcome back. But hey, y'all, it's a lot we got to get into today. It's a lot we got to get into today, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We just going to go ahead and start it right up. But before we get started, you know the one thing I ask of you every time. You already know the drill. Please just do me this one favor. Please, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Please send this to everybody. And when I say everybody that you know, including your mama, your daddy, your best friend of another friend, little Johnny, little Timmy. Don't forget about little Susie, too. Make sure you send these gems to her. You can't keep all these gems to yourself. And hey, don't forget about little Josh, too. You know we just moved across the street from her. All right, stop being selfish. Send these gems to everybody. All right, I appreciate you in advance. And make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And hey, without further ado, welcome back in. Now let's get started. Hey, chat, you remember what I said yesterday? All right, I told you today we just going to jump right into it. Yesterday, chat, but do you remember what I said yesterday? The only people that we should be listening to is the people making decisions. All right? Chat, we're going to start today off with a bang. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. All right, everybody that's coming in right now, please just once again do me a favor before we get started. Just hit that like button right off the rip, because today it's a lot that we got to get into. Today there's a lot that we got to talk about. And today, I promise you, we going to separate what's the real from fake. We going to separate really who's leading in this competition. And I'm going to give you the real, raw truth about that QB tracker. Because like I told you, we can only look at it so much, all right? But we're going to still look at it. We're going to still dissect it, but we're going to get into it later, all right? Day 9. Woo-hoo-hoo! Day 9, we here, baby. And that boy Sanders is cooking still. I ain't going to lie, we did throw an interception today. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you the clips. We're going to line it back a few times, and we're going to get into why that interception was thrown, all right? And today, potentially, we can't blame Jerry. All right, but without further ado, the only person that you in the media should listen to, the only person in the people that we should be listening to when it comes to this quarterback battle and Shedeur Sanders specifically is this guy, Todd Monken, Aaron Berry, and the people who are actually making the decisions. Now, Todd, can you tell us what you really think of Shedeur Sanders in this quarterback competition?
Obviously, it starts with the operation, right? Yeah. First and foremost, can we get up the line of scrimmage and have it look like you want it to look like, right? The first thing you've got to eliminate is absolutely football.
Right.
Okay, right? Like 11 on the field. You don't have 10. You don't have 12. Quarterback doesn't have anxiety at the line of scrimmage.
Why does he say that, Chad? He says eliminate bad football because for the last few years, that's all it's been is bad football. Bad football. Jumping off sides. Letting touchdowns up during special teams. Bad football. Eliminating all that ish. But listen to what he says here.
Right. I don't have anxiety. Do I call a timeout? Do I not? And you're getting booed off the field in your first freaking game. Yep. All right. That's the first thing. Who of our quarterbacks can operate? Right. So at least it gives us a chance. And Shedeur's come a long way that way. Then the next part is, all right, what Shedeur, who of our quarterbacks can operate? Right. So at least it gives us a chance. And Shedeur's come a long way that way.
Okay.
And the next part is,
Appreciate that, Coach.
all right, what can they do? What part of their skill set, their athleticism, right? Are they more pocket passer? Can we use them in QB driven? Where are they in terms of everything that you're looking at?
Are they similar in what you like? Would you need two different game plans for these?
I wouldn't think so. Deshaun's got a little bit more athleticism. Shedeur's got a little stronger arm, I would say. But what I would say was Shedeur Sanders anymore is not considered a dual threat.
Right.
But 20 years ago, he would have been.
What? Oh, we not dual threat, but 20 years ago we would have been. Exactly. You're right, Todd. Talk to him.
Anymore is not considered a dual threat.
Right.
But 20 years ago, he would have been. He's not a slug.
No.
You can run things with him. You can run QB draw. He's going to escape. He's got some toughness and some power. Is he Lamar? No. But can he still do some things? So you can still be in that world instead of gaining 10, maybe 8, maybe 6.
Talk to him,
But you
Todd.
keep the defense honest with some of your QB-driven operation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where both of them come in. I've been pleased with both of them.
And he gets into more. And y'all, I'm going to show you the next clip here in a second, but be patient. All right. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the clips from today. You know who I'm going to start off with. We always start off with who cooking, right, chat? We always start off with who cooking. All right. So first of all, before we get to the good, we got to deal with the bad. All right, chat, before we get to the good, we got to deal with the bad. All right. All quarterbacks, as of right now, to my knowledge, has thrown an interception today. All of them. But it's practice. It happens. But we got to start with the good. And then we're going to, of course, talk about the bad. We're going to talk about the good, talk about the bad, but we're starting with the bad. All right, let's get into it. Shedeur Sanders, what you do on this play, sir? All right, what we do on this play? Pre-snap. As you can see, also, we are inside today. We are inside, and that's on the burning Kozar. All right, that's on the burning Kozar. That's on the burning. All right, but let's go ahead and get into it. What we're seeing right here, Shedeur? What are we seeing? What are we seeing? We got to get into it. All right. Offensive line is holding up. Ooh, you sailed that one, baby. You sailed that one. You sailed it. You sailed it. And honestly, I would have went here. All right, but this is the first play. All right. We getting right into it. Shedeur, we can't have that. We can't have that. Clean operation. Pre-snap, everything looks good. Shedeur Sanders is practicing with the twos today, chat. It happens. We saw Deshaun Watson miss one the other day, too. It happens. So, chat, like I told you, all the quarterbacks threw interceptions today, not just Shedeur Sanders. We're starting off with the bad. All right, then we're going to get to the good. Because our guy, at the end of the day, he was still cooking today. But we can't stay asleep, though. We can't stay asleep because that boy Deshaun, he said over my dead body, I ain't going out like that. Deshaun said I ain't going out like that. So we're going to get into it. But with this, all right, let me go ahead and rewind it all the way from the beginning so that way everybody can see it. All right, this is the first interception of the day for Shedeur Sanders. All right, it's okay. It happens. It happens. It happens. All right? It happens. But like I said, chat, today we're starting off with the bad. All right? If you're just now joining, if you're just now in here, make sure you do me a favor. All right, before we get to more clips, hit that like button for me. Before we get to more clips, hit that like button for me. All right? But like I said, after he threw this interception, after Shedeur Sanders, this was why I'm starting off with this, chat, because as soon as this interception was thrown, the very next play, what we do? The very next play, what we do, chat, after we throw an interception, the very next play, what we do? What we do? Drop a dime. Drop a dime. Hold on. Replay it, rewind it, run it all the way back. All right, chat, I'm going to show you the better angle to this as well. All right? But the very next play after we throw an interception, we drop a dime. That boy Gage Larverdale and Shedeur, they got some type of connection, chat. They got some type of connection. They got some type of connection. The reason why I showed that interception, because literally the play before this, Shedeur Sanders threw an interception. I showed that first for a reason, because we always going to show the bad and we always going to show the good. But this is how you bounce back from an interception. This is how you bounce back from an interception, chat. I love it. You mean the play after? The very next play? You give us a nice 20-yard drive? A 20-yard throw? We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's go. Let's go. Great catch, Gage. We gonna watch it all the way back. Oh, Gage, you coming up a little shaky. Like he finna go straight to the trainer. He like, hold on. He like, hold on, I don't feel right. He finna go straight to the trainer. Hey, Gage, yeah, go. You might have to go see the trainer, big dog. It's okay. It's okay. But that's how you bounce back. That's how you bounce back. All right? Boom. I love it. The very next play, this is what happened, chat. We're here for it. This is how we want things to go. This is the mentality that we want. Last play, next play. It's okay. Last play, next play. All right? Next play from Shedeur Sanders. Like I said, chat, whoever balling, what we gonna do, chat? Whoever balling, what we do, chat? Like this video, dubs in the chat, because who was balling today, chat? I started off with the bad, and now we get into all good. I told you, chat. I told you, we had the conversation. We talked about it, right? We start off with the bad for a reason, right? We did. But the very next play, who's calling, chat? Who we watching? Start off with. This is light. It's a light day. You see him. Hey, today, once again, tomorrow's a bigger day. Today, chat, we're going over this for a reason. All right? We're going over this for a reason. It's all good. We're going over it for a reason. Okay? Hit the comments. Show me some love. Hit that like button, too. All right? But, chat, we always start off with who is balling first, right? So, who is balling today? You see him. But don't take no stock into today. They're in shorts and shoulder pads. Tomorrow's the day that we got to lock in, chat. Tomorrow's the day that we're going to lock in. Because tomorrow is scrimmage day. All right? But you know we can't be biased, though. You know we can't be biased, chat. That boy Deshaun, he said, hey, young man. No, not so fast. No, not so fast. Deshaun Watson threw an interception, too. We're going to get to his interception. All right? We started off with some good. We started off with some bad. We're going to get to Deshaun Watson's interception. All right? I showed Deshaun Watson, or I showed Shedeur Sanders' interception, my bad, first. Now we got to show Deshaun's some good. Then we're going to get to his interception. Because one of his interceptions, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look at it. That's all I'm going to say. But Deshaun, woo, that's a bad ball right there. That's probably his best ball all camp. That's his best ball all camp, chat. Deshaun, I love the pocket presence. Moving up in the pocket. Ooh, hold on. Is that a sack, though? Even if it's a sack, I still love the ball. Still love the throw. We don't care, chat. We're going to show Deshaun some love. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun real quick. All right? We got to show love to both QBs. We ain't biased here. But that's a hell of a ball right there, kid. That's a hell of a ball, Deshaun. That's a hell of a ball right there. I love the ball placement. Isaiah Bond doing what he does. Was he in? Was he in? Is that a catch? Did they give it to him? Let's roll it back. Watch it one more time. All right, we started off. Yes, Shedeur Sanders, he threw an interception today. All right? He did. We started off with it. He wasn't the only one to throw interceptions today. I just showed you some good from Deshaun Watson. But Deshaun, he threw himself an interception too, but that's a dot, chat. That's a dot, chat. All right? You know we ain't biased here, but that's a dot. That's a dot. But Deshaun, you practicing with the ones today, baby. You got to be crisp. You got to be crisp, big dog. Interception. Chat, hold on. I'm going to show you. I was looking for a better angle for this, chat. All right, I don't have a better angle, so y'all got to bear with me. All right, I'm going to wait for the better angle to get sent to me. But he overshot him. All right. If we're looking at it, he was throwing to KC. Oh, no, that wasn't KC. That was Wallace. He overshot him. He overshot him. Deshaun Watson is practicing with the ones today. This is Deshaun Watson's interception. All right, I'm gonna run a whole clip with no pausing. All right. I started off showing Deshaun Watson some good. Now we got to show the bad. He overshot his wide receiver. I'm going to show you the other angle of this later, chat. But he overshot him. All right. He was looking to go to, who was that? That had to have been, I know that got to have been, he was looking to go to Isaiah Bond, but he overshot him. All right. Every quarterback threw an interception today, chat. Dylan Gabriel threw an interception. Deshaun threw an interception. Everybody threw an interception today, chat. It be like that. It be like that. All right. But here's a better angle of this interception, chat. All right. My bad. Here's a better angle of the interception. All right. I showed Shedeur Sanders' interception right when we first started because I loved how he bounced back from his interception. I showed it for a reason. I showed it for a reason. All right. But Deshaun, you didn't bounce back right away like Shedeur did from his earlier interception. I'm just pointing that out. But it ain't nothing wrong with that. The reason why I showed Shedeur's interception first because he bounced back the very next play. Deshaun, he did bounce back from this because he's having a good 7-on-7. He did well during 7-on-7. We're going to get to some of those clips here in a bit. So Deshaun Watson did bounce back from this. All right? But this ball, he overshot it. This is a better angle, chat. Yeah. He sailed that one. Shedeur sailed one today. But that's the thing. Now, they've gone from practicing outside each and every day. I'm not saying that this is a fact. I'm not saying that this matters, chat. But they've gone from practicing outside each and every day, and this is the first day practicing inside, right? Today, they're practicing inside. All right? So, like I said, I'm going to show you some good. I'm going to show you some bad. It happens. Deshaun Watson threw an interception today. Dylan Gabriel threw an interception today. All right? Everybody threw an interception today. It happens. All right? Every quarterback threw an interception today. All right, it be like that. But the thing is, let it only be one. Let it only be one. But this is Deshaun Watson's 8th interception of camp so far. I ain't keeping track. Y'all is. I ain't keeping track. They is, chat. But this is Deshaun Watson. If we're being honest, if we're really having a conversation about it, this is his 8th interception so far during camp. Shedeur now's with today, he's up to 4. So all the quarterbacks need to take care of the ball. That's number one. All quarterbacks need to take care of the ball. All right, we understand that. But just know somebody's leading in the clubhouse with interceptions. Come on, man. Come on, man. Somebody's leading the clubhouse with the interceptions. That's all I'm saying. All right, that's all I'm saying. All right. Now I showed you Deshaun Watson's interception. I showed you Shedeur Sanders' interception. We starting off with the bad, chat. We're going to get to the good, I promise you. But now we got to get to Dylan's interception. It was interception goddamn galore today to start practice. Chat, I'm not lying to you. It was interception galore today to start practice. All right? Dylan Gabriel threw an interception. Shedeur Sanders threw an interception. And goddamn Deshaun Watson threw an interception today. But guys, it is practice. They're supposed to throw interceptions, but not a lot of them. It's cool if you throw a few of them, but not a lot of them. Just saying. All right? This is Dylan Gabriel's interception. But I'm telling you, I really feel like, you know, with the quarterbacks, oh, yeah. That's just a hell of a play by that safety getting over there. But he did underthrow that ball. He throw that out there. If Dylan, hey, Dylan, if you got that rocket, baby, you're going to put that out there on him. You feel me? But that was on the throw in a little bit. All the quarterbacks, though, I'm showing you, we starting off with the bad from all the quarterbacks before we get to the good. We starting off with the bad from all the quarterbacks before we get to the good. I showed you a dot, too, by Deshaun Watson because I wanted to show Deshaun some love. We always, you know, we can't be biased here. All right? But Dylan Gabriel, my guy, if you battling for a quarterback, that's a duck, boy. Look how what happened. It just died in the air. It came, boy. Yeah, Dylan, you got to step into that one. Or maybe you did. Maybe you just couldn't get there. All right? That's Dylan Gabriel's interception of the day, though. All right? I'm showing y'all all the quarterbacks' interception because all the quarterbacks threw goddamn interceptions today. All right? Fair is fair, chat. If one throw one, we're going to talk about it. Another one throw one, we're going to talk about it. All right? It be like that. It be like that. All right? But regardless, hey, Deshaun, I appreciate you, you know, giving people a shot. But just know if you throw the Denzel side during practice, Deshaun, especially when he guarding Jerry, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Hey, Deshaun, hey, people don't throw to that boy Denzel side for a reason, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with it. All right, right now we're going to go through a few Deshaun Watson highlights. All right, I'm just showing you this highlight because this was from practice earlier. All right. But when you throw to that side, chat, hey, when you throw to that side, hey, Deshaun, you got to know what come with it. So, hey, Dubs in the chat for Denzel Ward real quick for always being a lockdown corner over there. Dubs in the chat. It's what you do after your mistake. That's a fact. He said, somebody in the chat say, are you a Shedeur follower first or a Browns fan first? I am a fan of football first. I love football. And it just so happens my favorite quarterback is playing for the Cleveland Browns. So guess what, chat? Hey, I might be a little biased. I wouldn't lie to you. I might be a little biased, but it's not my fault. My favorite quarterback now playing for Cleveland Browns. So yes, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. All right? But I'm always going to cut it to you straight. Chat, we showed Deshaun Watson highlights, and who else we showed? Shedeur Sanders highlights. We show both sides love. Come on now. Cut it out. Cut it out, chat. We finna get to another clip. Before we get to this next clip, though. All right, can I get a couple more likes on this video? Can y'all show? We got over 400 people in here. Come on now. Before I get to this next highlight, y'all know I got the highlights on deck. You know I got the clips loaded for y'all. I always do. Come on now. You know why you come here. But before we show this next video, can I please get a few more likes on this video? It takes 2 seconds. Come on now. All right. But get into some more highlights. All right. Deshaun Watson, him and Jerry Jeudy. You know that's Deshaun Watson guy, right? Let's get into some more Deshaun Watson highlights before we talk about Shedeur. Because we started off with, I told you who had the better day. I told you who was balling today. We always start off with who balling. We're going to get back to Shedeur Sanders later, but we got to show all of my QBs some love. Right? We got to show all the QBs some love. 7-on-7. Deshaun Watson, hitting Jerry. Nice little ball right there, my guy. Chat, we always unbiased over here. If you want a biased opinion, go find somebody else. All right? I told you I'm a little biased. Not that much, though. All right? We got to show love to Deshaun Watson, though. Him and Jerry. Nice little connection they got right there. Nice little connection. It'd be like that. Nice little connection. Let's roll it one more time. It's just 7-on-7, something light day. That's a nice right by Jerry. Hold on. That's not a bad route by Jerry, though. Right, chat? Y'all like how he break it down like that? He get right down the line. That's not a bad route right there, Jerry. Come back to the ball. Look, you might be learning a little something. Hey, you might be learning a little something. Might just be learning a little something, huh, chat? Y'all think Deshaun Watson locked in a little bit more these days? I'm asking for a friend. I'm just asking for a friend, chat. All right? Talk to me. All right? But now let's get to who we want to get to. We started off with who, chat? Who do we start off with today? That boy Sanders, that boy 2. So now, I just showed you. Actually, we probably should. I should only show one Dylan Gabriel highlight so far. So I might just go ahead and show y'all another Dylan Gabriel highlight so y'all really don't think I'm that biased before we get to Shedeur. All right, we're going to get to Shedeur highlights here in a second, but I got to at least show one more highlight of Dylan, man. But Dylan, he's a dark horse in this race. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with Dylan Gabriel, but Dylan, I'm sorry, my guy. Better luck next year. All right, because if you throwing interceptions, my guy against the 2s and 3s, it ain't too much we can do for you. All right? It's not too much we can do for you, Dylan Gabriel. All right? But at the same time, before we get to Shedeur, hold on, chat. Before we get to Shedeur, I'm dead serious. I got to at least show one more positive of Dylan Gabriel. Before we get to Shedeur, an actual person who balled today, who's been the most consistent, all right? Boom. Hey, that's what Dylan do best. We remember this, right? Hit them out routes. Hey, Dylan. Hey, let's drop a bomb for goddamn Dylan for being consistent. Drop a goddamn bomb for Dylan. Hey, chat, we gonna get to the Shedeur highlights, all right? But we gotta show all my QBs some love. Dubs in the chat for goddamn Dylan Gabriel for hitting them goddamn out routes so crisp all the time. For being on time. Hey, that's a pretty ball right there, too. We ain't gonna do that to Dylan, man. Dylan throw a pretty ball at Blue Moon. Not gonna lie to you. All right? Not gonna lie to you. But chat, I can't be biased. I cannot be biased. I cannot be biased. All right. All right, but can we get back to Shedeur highlights, chat? I know that's what y'all want. All right. I know that's what y'all want. But hold on. You know, Deshaun Watson, you know, he threw a TD today, too, during 7-on-7. Is it okay if I show that real quick? Deshaun Watson, hey, hold on. Before we get back to Shedeur, I just showed a clip of Dylan Gabriel. All right, now I got to be fair. We got to show a clip of Deshaun. We're going to get to Shedeur in a second. But I got chat saying I'm a little biased. I don't like that. Chat, I got somebody in the chat saying I'm a little biased, chat. So we're gonna get to Shedeur, all right? But hey, we gotta show all the quarterbacks some love. All right. I just showed you Dylan Gabriel doing 7-on-7, dropping a dime. Hey, that's a nice little ball right there, Deshaun. Deshaun doing 7-on-7, hitting Jerry Jeudy for a touchdown. That should be on the tracker, chat. That's probably gonna make the tracker. All right. That's one touchdown we seen. Now, the other day, I only counted 3 and he got 7. Let's see. This is one touchdown that might give him 5 for the day, Chad. I'm just saying. The tracker might be AI at this point. The tracker just might be AI. But, hey, unbiased here, man. We going to roll it back one more time. All right? That's on the Jerry Jeudy, man. Deshaun Watson favorite target. That's on the Jerry Jeudy. All right? Nice little touchdown right there. Nice little ball, too. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun Watson, man. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun right quick, man. Show Deshaun some love. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun, baby. Yo, we like that. We like that. But chat, I can't be biased, all right? My man, somebody, hey, y'all just tickled me funny, man. Somebody just made me laugh so hard, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Y'all keeping me honest over here, all right? Y'all keeping me honest. All right, but anyway, can we get into some more highlights? Can we get into some more? All right, can we get into some more Shedeur Sanders highlights? I know what y'all came here for. All right, I know why you're here. All right, and real quick, let's have a short intermission before we get back to Shedeur Sanders. Cam Newton. All right, Cam Newton. We're going to get to Shedeur in a second, chat. I know that's what y'all waiting for. We're going to get to Shedeur in a second. All right, cut it out. But I just couldn't be biased, so I had to show Dylan and Deshaun some love. But no more Shedeur slander is going to be tolerated. And I thank Cam Newton for coming out and standing on 10 toes. Let's get to it. Hey, Cam, we appreciate you, big dog. We appreciate you, Cam. Let's see what Cam had to say real quick before we get back into the highlights.
There will be no more Shedeur Sanders hate and bashing, bro. Because somebody has to draw the line.
Thank you.
There's not a more polarizing player, and I'm saying this. Okay. There's not a more polarizing player in the NFL than Shedeur. Player.
No more. Not a more polarizing person in the league than Shedeur Sanders. He said it. I ain't say nothing, chat. I ain't say nothing.
Player.
You put this person's name up with anybody's name
in the NFL.
And I guarantee you it's going to attract attention.
Jersey sales last year showed that.
Bump jersey sales.
Bunk it.
Letterheads.
Talk to him, Cam.
Newsletters.
Talk to him.
Titles. Front page.
Ooh.
Not another person.
And but to your point, when I say jersey sales, that's what when people spend their money on something, on a player,
you have to understand this. And that could be a valid point, but that's for that goes to my point. Now, what goes away from my point?
Listen to what he says next, chat. What he's saying right now. All right, we're gonna listen to the rest of this clip, but what he's saying right now, Shedeur Sanders is the most polarizing, the one that moves the goddamn needle. right now in the NFL period and in the league. It's not debatable. But what he's also saying is at that same time, in that same light, what we not going to do is continue to play with this man's name. You understand that? So let's finish hearing what he's got to say. Cam, come back to the front of the congregation to talk to my people, please.
How can you say in the NFL, Cam? Well, if you were to put a news head of Matthew Stafford and then you put a news head of Shedeur Sanders, what are people going to be more likely to cover or want to read?
Talk to him.
Shedeur Sanders, for sure.
If you put Mahomes, Shedeur Sanders.
Man, that's tough though, Cam.
You are the fact that you even gotta think about it.
That is something to say too.
Ooh. Hold on. Because he just said something that was key. You put Shedeur Sanders and Matthew Stafford. Which one you gonna click? You gonna click on the Matthew Stafford, or you gonna click on the title that says Shedeur Sanders? If you compare Shedeur Sanders and Patrick Mahomes, multiple-time Super Bowl MVP, multiple league MVP, multiple championships. You put his name, Patrick Mahomes, you put Shedeur Sanders' name right there. Which one you gonna click on? Who's the more polarizing figure right now in sports? But just because he's polarizing doesn't mean you can talk all this nonsense that they talking. But we're gonna let Cam finish. Cam, take it away. My bad.
And you put Lamar Jackson, Shedeur Sanders, Joe Burrow, Shedeur Sanders, Josh Allen, Shedeur Sanders. There's not a more polarizing player in the NFL, and let's call it how we see it. Stop all the shenanigans. We're not talking about talent here. We're talking about whose name can move the needle. Similar to Tom Brady. I'm not comparing it to. What I'm saying is Tom Brady's star power of his name alone garners a lot of attention.
So you're not saying he the best player.
He's the most polarizing player. Polarizing is he evokes emotions.
Yes.
Good or bad.
Yes.
And it moves the needle of relevance.
Ooh, hold on, Chad. Can we talk about it for 2 seconds? Chad, can we have a conversation about it for just 2 seconds? How do you feel about what Cam is saying? Is he correct or is he wrong? Chad, let's talk about it. Because he's not saying who's better. He's not saying this man or that man is better. No, he said who is a more polarizing figure right now in sports. And who was the #1 Google person last year in sports? Who had the most jersey sales in the NFL last year in sports? But all that being said, it's still too much slander on this man's name. That's the point. But would they be talking about him, Chad? Because this is the next point. If he was really that bad, if he was really trash, if he wasn't really him, Chad, would they be keeping his name in their mouth how they keeping it in their mouth? Would he be a human algorithm by just his name if he wasn't like that? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. Why are they talking about this man so bad if he's really not that good? Asking for a friend. I'm just saying, chat, if he ain't did nothing, if he's not better than the man, if he's not better than all these other guys, if he's not really him, if he's not on their level, if you would sleep so well at night if you had to play him, why are you keeping his name in your mouth like you are? Please, I'm just asking for a friend. I just want to know. What? Come on, chat. Come on, chat. I know his daddy. I know it's because his daddy's last name. I know he's a Sanders. But dog, just because it's been a lot of famous players whose kids didn't play. It's been a lot of famous players whose kids been in the league. But they ain't been moving the needle like him. I'm just saying, chat. Am I lying? Chat, can we please have a conversation about it? Can we have an honest conversation about it, chat? Like, seriously. Can we have the honest conversation about it? Come on, man. Giannis United's arm winner. Heisman, Heisman finalists. Over 4,000 yards thrown, 40 TDs thrown. If he wasn't him, then why y'all talking about him like y'all talking about him? Cam, go ahead, finish up, and then we're going to move on, and we're going to get back to the clips. But I just want to interject for a second, chat.
In the last 50 years of the NFL, tell me what third-string quarterback has ever garnered any type of attention, let alone the headline of segments for weeks.
I mean, like you said, the type of attention that he's grasping is like a perennial all-pro, like person that won a Super Bowl.
Now tell me this.
What?
And for those who say, no, you pushing it with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a little steep. Now, he don't have the same person.
How many kids does Patrick Mahomes have?
Well, he got 2.
Do you know this?
That's a question mark.
He said, do you know this?
I think it's 2 to 3. 3?
I think. How many kids does Shedeur have?
I mean, he don't have any kids.
You know this. Do you understand?
That's his point. Hey, that's it. He proved his point right there. That proves his point right there. That simple question. How many kids does Patrick Mahomes have? Well, I don't know. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. How many kids does Shedeur Sanders has? Well, none. He don't got none. Well, you knew that, didn't you? Come. That's the simplest way to put it. Chat. So if he's really that bad, why are they keeping his name in their mouths? We're going to let Cam go for another 2 seconds, chat. Then we're going to get back to the highlights. I promise we're going to get back to the highlights. So we cooking right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, his dad played.
What's his name?
I don't know his first
name. Do you
name.
understand what I'm getting at?
But he's smoking on that Joe Burrow pack.
That's cool. That's the only thing.
I understand what you're saying.
When you're talking about moving the needle of relevance.
But I have to say this, though. Wait. Let's not carry it too far away.
All right. Hold on. We're going to make this last point.
Shedeur Sanders, granted, he is Shedeur Sanders.
Let him make this last point.
But you can't disassociate him from who prime time is and was.
Understood.
And that helps the Shedeur Sanders MO. If Deion Sanders was not his dad,
now
it definitely wouldn't have gave him the platform to be who he is.
I'm not denying that.
But I think we have to say that when we talk about Shedeur being as polarizing, because his dad is as polarizing as he is.
Yes, but that's the thing. It's been a lot of daddies in the league that's been polarizing. Michael Jordan was the most polarizing, right? I got about 20, 30 pairs of J's sitting right in front of me at the studio. What are we talking about? It's been a lot of polarizing players who done had kids and sons. But they ain't been moving the needle like this one. Interesting.
If you name any of his kids, they all have some sort of following, whether they play football or not. It might not be to the level of Shedeur because he is in the NFL, but what Deion Sanders, primetime, has done for his family, his legacy, has made the whole Sanders name polarizing in his own right. So I would say that part too. Like, you can't just.
We understand that. Look at Cam face. You're stating the obvious, my guy. But we're going to let him get to the point real quick because it's a reason why I'm continuing to play this clip. We're going to move off of this topic and we're going to get back to the highlights in 2 seconds. But stay with me, chat. Stay with me. I got a point to prove.
Say, for me, you just can't say Shedeur is the most polarizing, which is true, but also, too, with the extent of his dad being who. But I think that.
Who Joe Burrow's dad is. Why are you not asking who Lamar Jackson's dad is?
But you would not know who Shedeur Sanders' dad is if it wasn't Deion Sanders.
Which is cool, but you're not saying the same thing about other quarterbacks. nevertheless, how we got to this point. He is the most, I don't care if his dad was Roger Goodell.
I have some.
He was about to say basically, chat. He don't care if his dad was Roger Goodell. At the end of the day, and the point that we're making, the point that he was making was, dog, it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter who his daddy is. We understand that's probably why they're keeping his name in their mouth too. That's a little bit of the reason. But if he wasn't really the ball player that all of us thinking that he is, why would they consistently talk about him? Why would they consistently say this and say that? Why would they consistently they continue to fix their mouths or fix their lips to say anything about this man, Shedeur Sanders, if he wasn't really cooking like he's supposed to be cooking? If he wasn't really out here cooking like he's supposed to be cooking, if he was really that trash and that bad, they wouldn't have his name consistently in their mouth. Even if his daddy was Roger Goodell. If he was trash, they wouldn't say nothing about him. But real quick, Deshaun Watson, since he's the one that's in this quarterback battle with us, since we going to save the best highlights for last, we going to hit on what Deshaun Watson was doing today during practice, because this might be his best throw of camp thus far. I told you we're going to get back to Shedeur Sanders. We just had a little segment. We're going to let that breathe because I wanted to marinate on your brains a little bit before we get back to that conversation. But we got to talk about Deshaun, because Deshaun ain't going away. Deshaun, this throws that you had thus far, he starts off in the pocket. He then proceeds to roll out left. And he let that thing fly. I'm going to show the other angle of this, chat. That's a dangerous pass, a dangerous throw, but chat, if we're talking about it, yeah, he would have got sacked probably 5-10 minutes ago. But, hey, it's Deshaun Watson, so we're giving it to him. He moving around in the pocket. I think that boy might be past the line of scrimmage, though, but we ain't got to talk about that. Yeah, that boy passed the line of scrimmage. Nah, bro. This is still a hell of a throw. Let me cut it out. I'm just looking for a thing. I'm just messing with y'all, chat. This is a hell of a throw. Let's watch it all the way from the beginning. We're going to get back to Shedeur, and we're going to get back to the conversations. But I just got to show a little bit more love to Deshaun before we continue to talk about Shedeur. We got to show love and give credit where credit is due, because Deshaun is not going anywhere. Deshaun must ball out in these preseason games. If Deshaun doesn't ball out in these preseason games, it's already over with. Because we know who's been leading in camp. We know who the best decision to go with will be, and that's Shedeur Sanders. But if Deshaun Watson wants to make this race still close, he got to continue to do things like this. He got to continue to do things like this. My bad, chat. I'm going to show you the full clip here in a second. But, Chad, if we talking about it, if we having a conversation, that is a hell of a throw. That was a hell of a throw. And now I want to see you at least see the ball leave his hand. We're going to continue to stay on this clip because this was one of the better throws of today. Not going to lie to you. We're going to get back to Shedeur Sanders. We're going to show some more of his clips. But, dog, look at this throw. You see his body. Hey, that's a hell of a throw on the run. That's a hell of a throw, chat. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun Watson still keeping this race close. I love it. Put the pressure on him. Put the pressure on him. Put the pressure on him. We love that. Put the pressure on too, Deshaun. Put the pressure on him. Shedeur, what you got to say about this? Because we're going to get to him too. Hey, but that throw right there, hey, that's one of them. Deshaun Watson, we see you, big dog. We see you, big dog. We see you. We see you. All right. We see you. But today was a light day. Today was a light day. All right. The QB tracker right now, it is out. We're going to get to some more Shedeur Sanders highlights in 2 seconds. But since the tracker is out, what's more there to talk about? Since the tracker is out, what's more there to talk about? I could have sworn I saw a touchdown or 2 from my guy Sanders, but like I said, chat, this is not the gospel. We ain't going to treat it like it's the gospel. Yesterday, they both had equal reps, knowing all them practices that people throw during practice. You mean to tell me they only threw the ball 16 times yesterday? But we're going to get into that because that's another conversation we're going to have here in a bit. But from today, the QB tracker is out, baby. Light day in the office. We practice with the twos today. Tomorrow's the day that we need to stay tuned. Deshaun Watson, all them reps that he got, I just showed you the best throw he had all day. And I showed you 2 touchdowns from Deshaun Watson. You saw the earlier one to Jerry Jeudy during 7-on-7, and you just saw the one during 11-on-11 to Isaiah Bond. Those were both his touchdowns today. All right, this is the QB tracker from today, chat. All right, Shedeur Sanders, 9-of-15, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Deshaun Watson, 13 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dillon Gabriel, 4 for 6, 1 interception. Dylan, that's not a good ratio, big dog. That's not a good ratio, big dog. That's why, we showed Dylan some love earlier because I knew how it was gonna go. I knew what the track was gonna say on him. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're gonna get to Shedeur Sanders because today, Shedeur Sanders drove the ball all the way down the field during a 2-minute drill. We're going to get to some of those highlights of that 2-minute drill here in a second. But, dog, my guy, if we're having a conversation, if we're talking about it, this QB tracker is not the gospel. But once again, whose numbers are probably the most consistent? Deshaun Watson, we saw his 2 touchdowns. So, yes, the 2 touchdowns that they're giving Deshaun Watson is accurate. It's accurate. We'll let him have it. We saw the interception from Dillon Gabriel. Dylan, you got to have no interceptions, dog. You got to have a hell of a completion percentage, but you got to have no interceptions to be in this QB competition, dog, especially if you're going against the 3s and 4s. You got to have multiple days where you just cooking. And we can't look left. We can't look right. We got to focus on you. But right now, we can look left. We can look right. We can look everywhere. But my guy, yeah, Dylan. That's not enough, baby. That's not enough. That's not enough. Hold on. What was this? Damn. Shedeur Sanders driving the ball downfield today during 2-minute drill. We're going to get back to the tracker in 2 seconds. All right, we're going to get back to the tracker. But I just want to show this because we're going to show a couple more plays that Shedeur Sanders had to end the day in 2-minute drill. Then we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way back to that QB tracker. But if we're looking at the QB tracker again, y'all, take it with a grain of salt. All right? We care about it. It's giving us some accurate numbers. It's giving us a nice gauge, but it is not the gospel. All right? Yesterday, we saw how many reps and who was practicing with the ones. The day before, Deshaun Watson had about 25 completions, right? Yesterday, Shedeur Sanders only had 16. Deshaun Watson only had 16. How'd that happen? Because that QB tracker might just be AI. But we ain't going to talk about all that. Let's get into this. All right, 2-minute drill towards the end of practice. Shedeur Sanders leading them down the field. Deshaun Watson just scored a touchdown. Shedeur Sanders trying to bounce back into the 2 and they with a touchdown. But then that boy, it was a fumble. So potentially we would have saw a 2-minute touchdown drive again from Shedeur Sanders. But this is how the day ended today for Shedeur Sanders in the number 2 group. This is how the day ended, Chad. All right, in the practice. You heard the horn in the practice. That's how practice ended today. All right, this is how practice ended today. But I'm going to show you some more throws by Shedeur Sanders, because Shedeur Sanders, at the end of the day, hey, he was cooking today. All right, Raheem. Rocket Sanders, we played together at Arkansas. You can't have this, big dog. You can't have that, big dog. Can't have that, Raheem. Rocket Sanders. Got to be more. We got to be better than that, baby. Got to be better than that. All right? But regardless, though, today was still a solid day for number 2. Still consistently getting buckets. Throwing dimes. This was Shedeur Sanders. I showed this clip earlier. I showed you the earlier clip of Deshaun's best throw. In my opinion, the best throw from Shedeur Sanders today was this one. All right, layered it. Put it right on the money where it needed to be. Scanning downfield. Once again, Shedeur Sanders practiced with the 2s today. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, chat. Good ball. Good ball, good catch. Good ball, good catch. But this is Shedeur Sanders' best throw today, chat. All right, this was his best throw. Period. Point blank. His best throw today. Him and that boy Gage Larverdale still cooking. All right. So I just showed you Deshaun Watson's best throw and Shedeur Sanders' best throw. All right. With that being said, this quarterback competition going to come down to its biggest day yet tomorrow during their scrimmage where everybody's going to be in full pads. Everybody's going to be in full pads. Deshaun Watson has shown that at the end of the day, he can cook when he ain't in full pads. When he ain't in full pads, when the pressure not on, that boy Deshaun Watson has shown he can cook. You can cook, Deshaun, when the pads ain't on. But tomorrow's scrimmage day. Tomorrow's the day where we put all this together. Period. Point blank. Period. Tomorrow's the day we put it all together. So, Deshaun, you don't have to show me. You don't have to show me. Period. Point blank. I want to see it with my own 2. But today, not a bad day in the office for us. But Deshaun probably had the throw today. We're going to give it to him. But I want to see what you do when all them pads come on, big fella. I want to see what you do when the pads come on, big fella. That's all. I want to see what you do when the pads come on and the bullets start flying. So tomorrow's a big day to make sure we stay tuned, chat. Tomorrow's a big day to make sure we come in and we locked and loaded. And we ready to really see what's happening. All right. To sum up practice today, I'm going to show you more highlights in a second. All right. We're going to get to some more highlights in a second. But to sum up practice today, Daniel Fouzier, the source that I go to for the man that was in the building, the one that's there witnessing it all, he said this: day 9 of Browns training camp is over. The QBs were airing it out today, resulting in some good and in some bad. Lighter session in helmets today, with the Cleveland set to practice for over 2 hours in pads tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day that we can pay the most attention to. Tomorrow is the day that both quarterbacks gotta goddamn show up and show out. Because tomorrow's damn near the first dress rehearsal before the official dress rehearsal next Saturday in Chicago. I told you I was going to be in the building, chat, so you know that. You know I'm going to be in the building. You know I'm going to be able to give it to you raw. Come on, man. Come on, man. The thing is, chat. The thing is, and somebody asked for my background, go ahead. I got some clips and some videos that you can tune into on the channel, and you can see my background in football. Go ahead, do your research, baby. There's a lot out there. You can go find it. Or you can Google me. That's cool, too. But this sums up practice today. I told you I was going to be a light day. I told you at the very beginning it was going to be a light day. I told you at the very beginning it was going to be a light day today. All right? Now, with that being said, with it being a light day, understand that tomorrow's the day we got to lock in. Tomorrow's the day we got to lock in. Period. Point blank. Tomorrow's the day. So understand this. All right, hold on. I got another clip that I want to get into real quick. All right, but with this QB tracker, guys, if we're looking back at it before we move on, all right, let's go ahead and pull it up real quick. Let me pull it up one more time. Chat, who we thinking has been the most consistent? Who has been the most consistent? I'm asking y'all. Who's been the most consistent? If we're looking at the track, if we're looking at this, we're looking at that, who's been the most consistent thus far in camp? So this is not the numbers including today. Let me show you this graphic. All right. This is not the numbers. These are not the numbers including today. But I'm asking y'all real quick because I want to know who's been the most consistent. This is not the gospel because we saw the inflated numbers come the other day. We saw the inflated numbers come the other day. Today, the QB tracker, we're going to take a look back at it from today. But thus far in camp is what I want to know. The question once again becomes, who's the most consistent? Day in and day out. This QB tracker, I'm not going to lie, over the past couple days, after the first 5-6 days leaning towards Shedeur, the QB tracker is starting to lean the other way, y'all. Is it on purpose? Is it for a reason? I'm asking for a friend. I know it's about to get dangerous out here for a lot of people once that first preseason game come, and then really tomorrow. But Deshaun, it always seems like you do decent when the pads ain't on. But Deshaun, you practice with the ones today. You went 13 for 23? Why every time you practice with the ones, Deshaun, the numbers just ain't numbering? And when Shedeur practice with the ones, the numbers kind of, you know, they number. They look how they supposed to look. I'm just saying. But if we're looking at it, right? Deshaun Watson practiced with the ones today. And the stats from today are not in this graphic. Once again, the stats from today aren't in this graphic. But if you're picking a quarterback, who we picking? Just from the graphic alone. Even if we're not really putting too much sauce into it. Because it goes back to the conversation that I say. Stats lie. No, they don't. Men lie. Women lie. Stats don't. Numbers don't. Men lie. Women lie. Stats don't. And numbers don't. These stats some of them might be AI, though. Artificial. You know, some of them. You know, that 7 touchdown day really make this graphic look a lot better for somebody, don't it, chat? And over the last few days, somebody's numbers been looking, you know, at least somewhat all right. But what are our eyes telling us? What are her eyes telling us, chat? What can you see with your own two? Come on. What are your eyes telling you? Come on, baby. Cut it out. What are our eyes telling us, man? And I'm not going to lie to y'all, over these last 2 days, it's been kind of hard to find some Shedeur clips. Because maybe they don't want us to see something. All the ones that I'm showing you is the ones that I know from a fact is coming from a well-renowned source, and they always give them to me. But some of these other accounts, man, they've been slacking off a little bit. Like I got two ain't consistently out here just cooking. Doing what he's supposed to do. Come on, man. If we having a conversation, if we talking about it, cut it out. And Mary Kay earlier, real quick. Let's get to this. Casey Concepcion. All right, we're going to get to everything else. We'll get back to the highlights and we'll get back to the tracker here in 2 seconds. But Mary Kay tried to get my guy, Casey Concepcion, to slip up earlier today. And I kind of want to talk about it because Mary Kay, you ain't slick. I told you, when we hear Mary Kay or we see any information that has to do with Mary Kay, we got to go like that, put our blinders on. But even Casey Concepcion, the rookie, he can see through the tactics, Mary Kay. But KC, what she asked you?
That question one more time, please.
Yeah, just are you looking forward to being able to work mostly with one quarterback when they kind of figure out who the starter is instead of?
So she asked, are you looking forward to mostly working with one quarterback, kind of when they figure out who the starter is? Why are you trying to walk him down like that, Mary Kay?
Going back and forth each day with one quarterback. Are you looking forward to being able to work mostly with one quarterback when they kind of figure out who the starter is instead of going back and forth each day?
I mean, honestly,
Got to walk him down, Chad.
I love, all my quarterbacks. Whoever I could work with, any one of the, well, any one of the quarterbacks, all of us, we have to have some type of a connection and some type of a relationship.
Appreciate you, Casey. But Mary Kay, why you trying to walk him down like that? Are you so much looking forward to just only catching from one quarterback? Well, I'm cool with all my quarterbacks. It don't make a difference. I'm here to catch the ball. That's my job. That's what I signed a contract for, to catch a football. Mary Kay, you ain't slick, dog. And when you do something slick, I'm going to point it out at time, chat. Not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you. But, dog, if we talking about it, today was a step in the right direction again. But it was a light day, chat. There's not really too much to go home and cry about. Not really too much to go home and write about. All right? Because the competition is still alive and well. And we see what the numbers are looking like. We see what the numbers are looking like. Ain't no more ifs, ands, and buts about it. Now let's get to some of y'all comments, man. Let's talk, chat. Let's talk. How y'all feeling, man? Let's talk, chat. My bad. Let me get to some of these comments real quick. For how y'all feel about our light day today, and how y'all feel about the competition and how things are shaping up. I'm curious. They say Watson's been out a long time. Can he maintain the consistency under fire? Yeah. That's the question we got to ask ourselves. Is he going to be able to stay consistent? Is he going to be able to stack these days like our guy Shedeur Sanders has been doing? Because he's not that far behind, but with them turnovers, and as a vet, you're not supposed to really be turning the ball over. You're supposed to be taking care of the ball, but it's the complete opposite. Shedeur Sanders has been taking care of the ball so far during camp. Shedeur Sanders is out here dropping dimes, but, dimes like this sometimes won't come down with him. Sometimes with a dime like that, oh my goodness, it hits you in the wrong spot. With dimes like that, it hits you in the worst spot, in the goddamn hands. Oh, that's a tough catch, though. That's a tough catch. But once again, I got dropping dimes. Deshaun Watson, we're just now starting to see some dimes from me. Why he jump like that? My bad, Chad. I just wanted to show y'all this because that was a dot. But once again, if that's Isaiah Bond, if that's Denzel Boston, I'm saying if that's KC, and was that a PI? Yeah, that's a PI. He's holding him. That's a PI. Hey, throw the flag, ref. PI. And he still almost caught it. That would have been a nice catch. He like, God damn. But hey, that's a hell of a ball, kid. Yeah. Man, he almost came down with it. I just wanted to show y'all that real quick, chat. My bad. I just wanted to show it to you real quick. We can move on. All right. We can continue to talk about the topic at hand. We can talk about it from the topic at hand. But Deshaun Watson is just now trying to compete with us. Deshaun Watson had his best throw today thus far during camp. Deshaun, we welcome it. Okay, we see you operating at the line, Deshaun. We see you out here, big dog. We see you getting the things together. Ooh, that's a pretty ball. Welcome to the club, baby. We just been doing it every day. But hey, chat, we unbiased here. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun Watson real quick, still making this race close. We appreciate that. But we keep on seeing these great highlights from you, Deshaun, when the pads ain't on, big dog. I love seeing these great highlights from you, Deshaun, when the pads ain't on. I do. That's damn near your second best throw. I showed you the one best throw to KC. Or not KC, Isaiah Bond earlier that he caught. But Deshaun, we've been cooking like this every day. But we appreciate you coming to the party, young man. Good movement in the pocket. Hold on, let's talk about it. Good movement in the pocket, Deshaun. I like that. Hit that back foot, scoot, get up. Get up. Watch your reverse down. I like it. Step up into the throw, dime. I love it. Good ball. Good ball. Good ball. Good pocket movement. Good awareness. I love it, Deshaun. Gotta show Deshaun some love, chat. Gotta show him some love because now Deshaun locked in. We saw him standing out the practice yesterday, right? Now we seeing this. But Deshaun, I gotta see you do it when the pads are on, young man. It's easy to do it when everybody in shorts and shoulder pads. But can you do it during that first preseason game, sir? Will you be able to do it during that second preseason game, sir? During the combined scrimmage, sir? Would you be able to do it tomorrow when y'all are in full pads? I'm just asking. Because that's the thing. We see this from Deshaun now for 2 straight days. We saw it the other day when he had 7 touchdowns, and we seen him ball today. Yesterday, he did all right. But Deshaun, we've been cooking like this every day. Deshaun has thrown 8 interceptions now. Dylan Gabriel has thrown 5 interceptions. Shedeur Sanders is still with 4. Looking at the QB tracker from today. 1 interception added to Shedeur Sanders. 9 completions added. Somebody do the numbers for me. Get the numbers today. He said a little biased, but that's okay. We all biased. Hey, I appreciate you. Hey, let's go blow up the chat real quick. And hold on, chat. Hey, before you do anything, hit that like button for me before y'all get up out of here. I appreciate every single one of y'all, but please do me a favor. Hit that like button. It takes you literally 2 seconds. It takes you 2 seconds. Show me some love. I appreciate you in advance, baby. All right, show me some love. I appreciate you in advance. But if we're looking at it, chat, if we're being unbiased, chat, if we're having a conversation, all right? If we're having a conversation, Todd Monken, talk to us because we need an update.
Turned out, now that you say it, is today is not, and tomorrow will be. So it's just the way it worked out in terms of the way we alternated the quarterbacks was basically every other day.
So he's saying, and he's answering the question of, hey, coach, why does it seem like on certain days Shedeur Sanders is practicing with the ones when y'all in full pads? But on other days, y'all let Deshaun practice with the ones when y'all just in shells or not fully padded. Well, to be quite honest with y'all, you can read into it a little bit. But he's saying that, that's just how it potentially worked out. But we're going to see who starts off with the ones tomorrow, which is going to be Shedeur Sanders mostly getting reps with the ones, but tomorrow's a scrimmage. So tomorrow, everybody's going to be practicing with the ones. Everybody's going to be damn near practicing together because it's a scrimmage. And we're going to really see who's cooking tomorrow. And that's going to lead us into next week. Because next week, that's going to be key to pay attention to too, chat. That is going to be key to pay attention to too. Because when that first week comes around, you play a game on Saturday. Guess what? Whoever's starting that Saturday probably going to need a little bit more reps. Right now, who's been the most consistent? Who probably deserves to start in this first preseason game? Deshaun, we appreciate you coming along to the party, but you coming along when we don't got no pads on. Finish off, Todd.
Where the padded practices, shells, or helmets was independent of the rotation.
Todd, what you said the other day that
Turned out, now that you say it, is today is not, and tomorrow will be. So it's just the way it worked out in terms of the way we alternated the quarterbacks.
So the way they alternated the quarterbacks, he's saying don't look too much into it, but chat, we can look into everything. All right, it might be something there, it might not be something there. But, Deshaun, we appreciate you balling. We appreciate you balling. We do. We really do. But that's the thing. That's the thing. Hey. We need it. We appreciate you coming along to the party. Because pressure makes diamonds. Or pressure bursts pipes. Which one? Pressure makes diamonds or pressure bursts pipes? Which one? Which one are you going to fall in the category with? It's either pressure bursts diamonds, chat, or pressure bursts pipes. It's a fact. It's a fact. So we appreciate the pressure that you're putting on us, Deshaun. When you in a shirt and shorts, you ball. But when the pads come on, it's a little different. So we're going to need you to be a little bit more consistent, man. We're going to need you to be a little bit more consistent. So at this point in time, y'all, at this point in time, hey, we just going to sit back and relax and let things unfold. Sit back, relax, and let things unfold. Let things happen the way it's supposed to happen. Because I'm not going to lie, chat. I'm not going to lie, chat. I'm seeing some other clips out here. Deshaun Watson has some good plays. He has some good plays, and then he has some plays that look like this. And I'm not trying to get messy, chat. I ain't trying to get messy. I ain't trying to get messy. But I ain't seen too many of these from our guy. Chat, I only show y'all so many clips, chat, but Deshaun, who you throwing it to? That's a clean pocket you got right there, young man. You can sit back, scan the field a little bit more, find somebody to throw to, but who we throwing it to? I ain't trying to start no mess though, chat. I digress. I digress. Because we see Deshaun do some phenomenal things, and that's been the report. Deshaun can go from having one or two great plays. But he can also have one or two plays where you like, dog, what you doing? What's going on? Dog, hold the phone. So if Deshaun wants to start, if he wants to still compete in this battle, at the end of the day, he needs to be more consistent. Our guy has been consistent. He has. And real quick, I know y'all miss Miles, man. I know y'all miss Miles. So I don't want to, bring up no sour wounds or pour no salt in the wounds, as some might say. But Myles Garrett out there, you see that 95 out there in LA. Real quick, we gotta have a short intermission. Okay, Myles. We miss you over here, Myles. We gonna miss you this year, big dog. Oh my goodness, Myles. Yeah, we gonna miss you. We gonna miss you, Myles. Myles. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring up, any po no salt in the wounds, but I saw that and I'm like, we could have used that guy this year, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll take the draft picks. And we'll take draft picks and we'll take Jared Verse. All right. We'll take the draft picks and we'll take Jared Verse. Okay. 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 Tomorrow's practice, though, will be the practice we all need to tune into. Tomorrow's practice, though, will be the practice that we need to tune into. Period, point blank, chat. All right? But my bad, though. I didn't mean to do that to y'all. All right, chat. Do we miss Miles, man? Yeah. Let's not forget what he did against the Titans. Yeah. And let's not forget what Shedeur Sanders did against the Browns. I mean, not the Browns, the Bengals. And what he did against the goddamn Pittsburgh Steelers in the conference, too. All right? Because that's some things that people forget, too. They seem like, towards the end of the season, the people who won those games, it just was, not Shedeur Sanders back there, at quarterback winning those games towards the end of the season. They'll let you believe that it was Dylan Gabriel who probably won those last few games of the season if you let him. But my bad, Chad. I don't mean to bring up old stuff. We're going to get Myles Garrett off the screen, all right? We're going to get Myles Garrett off the screen. All right? My bad, Chad. My bad, Chad. I just wanted to show Myles, man. Myles, hey, Myles, man. We wish you nothing but the best out there in L.A., man. Wish you nothing but the best. Nothing but the very best, Myles. Nothing but the very best. All right? We do. I'm not going to lie to you. We do. All right? We love you, Myles. We love you. We appreciate you. All right? We miss you. We miss you a little bit over here. Right, chat? We miss Myles. All right. Real quick, though, because I got a few more things that I want to get into and a few more things that I want to talk about. All right? Because did y'all see the Hall of Fame game yesterday? Everybody, now in Cleveland, they talking about that boy Carson Beck. They talking about that boy Carson Beck, but we ain't going to bring that up into topic. But I'm just telling y'all, I'm not trying to bring up anything, that might throw, us for a loop. And I know we're not supposed to be listening to the other side. But they need to cut it out. They need to cut out the nonsense and the hoopla. They do. Last clip, though, before we get up out of here today, chat. Today's a light day. Tomorrow is the day that we're going to dive in all the way into this QB battle. So last thing that we hit on, last video that I got for you today, all right? It features a couple clowns, okay? It does. But chat, you know how we do with our clowns. We like to debunk them. All right, but actually, before I even get into that, we got to show this wholesome moment real quick. Shedeur out here changing lives after every single practice, man. This was from yesterday's practice. All right, I just wanted to show this real quick because, boy, these little boys going to remember this stuff forever. I'm not going to lie to y'all. That's so cool. I got to show these moments because hey, real quick, chat, my bad. I know we was finna really dive into some stuff, but I just wanted to show that, man. I just wanted to show that because if I'm being honest with you, like, that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I just wanted to interject for 2 seconds, chat. We're going to get back to everything. I promise. We will. All right? But, dog, this is what it's about. This is what it's about, man. It's about them. Come on, man. Y'all think these kids reacting to everybody like that? Y'all think these kids, you think that spell just coming from anybody? Come on, man. Come on. We got to get credit where credit is due, man. That boy, it takes time out his day after every single practice, after every day to show love to the fans and show love to the people that supports him. But yet they still want to tear down his character. They still want to say, we really don't know what he's about. Oh, we don't like the way he acts. We don't like the way he behaves. They try to find any reason to throw someone on his name, but they don't talk about this. They don't. They don't talk about the fans. They don't talk about what we want, what y'all want. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the actual love that he shows to the fans. Come on, man. The narratives are crazy. Today, the QB battle, we'll show this. Jack's action. Today from the QB battle, unbiased or biased opinion, if I'm being honest, real biased opinion. This is what he said from today's practice. I really don't like Zach too much, but it is what it is. We can show him. We give him a little spotlight for 2 seconds, chat. 9 days of Browns training camp complete. 0 apparent separation in the ongoing quarterback battle. Full practice and full pads tomorrow. Zach Jackson, you're lying, sir. You're lying, sir. You're lying. Because I got 2 eyes just like you, man. I got 2 eyes just like you, sir. And I see separation with my own 2 eyes every day. Today, and then maybe on Wednesday when he had them 7 touchdowns, those are his best 2 days. But we've consistently been consistent. Since OTA, since the offseason, we've consistently been consistent. Consistently been consistent. But let's go back to this, chat, because I want to bring up, we talked about this a little bit the other day, but I want to bring this back up because this kind of still rubbing me the wrong way.
No surprise on Deshaun. I would give him a 4 all day, and it's not like it's disrespectful. It's just
still rubbing me the wrong way, chat.
He's at best an unknown. At best an unknown, and at worst the jury's in, and it's not good. Shedeur is so interesting because there were people who thought he was going to be drafted, people in the league who thought he was going to be drafted much higher.
First of all, there wasn't people who thought that he was going to be drafted earlier in the league. It was damn near everybody thought he was going to be drafted earlier than what he was until the propaganda started, until the crazy BS and the noise behind the scenes started, sir. But we're going to let you continue. But this is still rubbing me the wrong way about how some of these commentators still talk about my guy. It's still rubbing me the wrong way, chat.
And so, yet those people were not necessarily saying they agreed that he should be drafted earlier. A lot of them are saying I wouldn't pick him in the top 10, but I think there was an expectation he would be drafted higher than he was. And now, after seeing him last season, and not just as a player, but just seeing how he handles things, I think the league's turned off. Maybe unfairly so.
Seeing how he handles things, I think the league's turned off. How does he handle things? How come you don't elaborate? How come you don't go into more detail? How come you say people in the league? How about you say, I think this. I stand behind this. There's always people in the league, other sources. Sources say this. Anonymous GM say that. What do you say, sir? Y'all always hiding behind somebody else. Oh, they said this. No, they said this. I'm just repeating what he said, what somebody else told me. No, you're repeating it for a reason because you probably feel similar. And if you do, stand on it. If you do, stand on it. Anyway.
Maybe even more so than the on-the-field product would suggest, just because of the way he goes about his business, I think is not exactly what NFL teams are looking for. No surprise on Deshaun. I would give him a 4 all day, and it's not like it's disrespectful. It's just he's at best an unknown. At best an unknown, and at worst the jury's in, and it's not good. Shedeur is so.
Still rubbing me the wrong way, chat. Still rubbing me the wrong way how did some of these people talk. But like I said, chat, the only people we need to listen to is the people making the decisions. And I played this earlier, chat, and I wanted to play that for a reason, because we don't listen to them and we don't care about them. I'm just giving you a reminder. We don't listen, we don't care. But the person we do care about, I played this earlier and I didn't give y'all this point that he made. I didn't say this point because he said the other people in the draft thought he should be drafted higher. Other people in the draft thought this, said that. Well, who has the stronger arm? Who has the most, and the better abilities?
Similar in what you...
Are they in terms of everything that you're looking at?
Are they similar in what you... Like, would you need 2 different game plans for these?
I wouldn't think so. Deshaun's got a little bit more athleticism. Shedeur's got a little stronger arm.
Ooh. What do you say, Chat? I thought he couldn't throw. I thought he wasn't mobile. But listen to what his head coach says about him. We don't care what all these other commentators say, Chat. Yes, it rubbed me the wrong way, but it's okay. Because all I care about is what the man who's coaching him says. All I care about is what the decision makers are saying about him. He said Deshaun Watson has a little bit more of athleticism than Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has a strong arm, a little bit of a strong arm. Not a little bit, sir, because you wouldn't have said it if it wasn't true, but continue.
I would say, but what I would say was Shedeur Sanders anymore is not considered a dual threat.
Right.
But 20 years ago, he would have been.
20 years ago, he would have been considered a dual threat with a strong arm. So if we remember what he was saying, though, the last guy was talking about some people thought that in the draft he should be drafted this, he should be drafted this. Some people thought in the draft he would have went here, he would have went there. Well, yeah, some people thought that. But what does the head coach say? What is the real report on him? Because Todd Monken coached Lamar Jackson. Yes, he says Shedeur isn't Lamar, but Shedeur still has a lot of traits that you look for in a quarterback. Shedeur is a traditional pocket passer. And he just said with a strong arm, and he has some type of athleticism. But when he was coming out in the draft, when he was slipping and he was dropping, no strong arm, not athletic, inaccurate. How? When he's a Giants Unitas winner, when he broke the completion percentage record in the NCAA. And when his head coach, his current head coach, says these things about him, how come we don't take Todd Monken's word as bond, word as gold? These other commentators, once again, Chat, they don't matter. His opinion matters. He's the one that's coaching them. He's the one that's not being biased. He's the one that's going to tell you what he sees and what he doesn't see, what he likes and what he doesn't like. These are the real opinions that matter. His opinion is that matters. Shedeur Sanders ain't going to get that some fancy treatment from Todd Monken, my guy. To be quite honest with you, y'all don't know this, but Todd Monken, I coach with his brother, his younger brother. His younger brother, he about in his 40s or 50s, but he's still old as hell, but I coach with him. We coach the same team. And if I know anything about what his brother told me about Todd, Todd's a straight shooter. Todd's an honest dude. That's how he is with the media. You can tell. Todd Monken is not Kevin Stefanski. I can promise you that. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. It wasn't true. So Shedeur Sanders today, these are the numbers. He wasn't looking rough. I showed a drop pass today. I showed one of Shedeur's interceptions today. Dog, it was a light day for all the quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, just on the light days, Deshaun Watson goes balls to the wall because guess what? He has to take advantage of these light days. He has to take full advantage and be all the way locked in on these light days. But we see when the full pads come on, every time the pads come on, who shines the brightest? Who has the mic drop moments? Shedeur Sanders. So, yes, we can look at this and we can say this, we can say that. They can say Shedeur Sanders, oh, he looked rough today. Dog, I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear any of it. Even if he looked rough today, I'll take that any day. It's okay. Because he's stacking days still. So, yeah, maybe he looked rough. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true. But with my two little eyes, all I know is every time I see them pads come on, every time I see him really out here, all I see is two doing what he's supposed to do. And that's ball. And that's ball. Come on, man. Come on. All I see was 2 ball. All right. So you can say Shedeur had a light A. He didn't have a bad day today. All right. Shedeur didn't have a bad day today, chat. Deshaun Watson did ball today, but Deshaun Watson, when they in shoulder pads and shorts, he got shorts on, don't he, chat? He got shorts on too. He got shorts on. He got his regular pants on, but they sometimes wear the regular pants. But everybody got shorts on. Everybody in shoulder pads and helmets. Everybody in shoulder pads and helmets, chat. And it seems like Deshaun Watson, he shows up and he balls every time somebody has shoulder pads and helmets on. Every time they got shoulder pads and helmets on, that's when Deshaun Watson is at his best, and that's when he shows up. Oh, okay. Okay, so you got to be in shoulder pads and helmets for you to show up, Deshaun? I'm not saying it. That's what it looks like. So I guess we'll see. Tomorrow, though, chat, make sure you come and you really stay tuned in. Tomorrow, I'm going to have all the clips. All of them. All of them. Come on, man. But Shedeur Sanders, we showed this earlier. I'll play it back because I'm not afraid to. Shedeur Sanders threw an interception today during practice. He oversold the ball. All right? It happens. Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel also threw interceptions today. Shedeur Sanders threw an interception. He oversold the ball during practice. Wow. But when we go to the numbers, this is Shedeur Sanders, only his 4th interception during practice. Deshaun Watson, he's had multiple interceptions during practice. They've all thrown multiple interceptions during practice. This QB tracker isn't from today because Deshaun numbers he's at 8. Shedeur's at 4. Dylan Gabriel is at 5. They will throw interceptions during practice. I'm not worried about the interceptions. But I'm worried about how many clips I see of you dropping dimes. How many clips I see of you balling. How many clips if I see you rolling and crushing it every single time. That's what I'm worried about. So, yes, Shedeur Sanders, he threw an interception. Yes, Deshaun Watson today, he threw an interception too. All right? Because it's going to happen. The QB tracker is the QB tracker. Deshaun Watson throwing an INT today, guess what? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Here's Deshaun Watson's INT if you haven't seen it. He oversailed that thing. They both had 2. Guess what? Quarterbacks, every once in a while, they go overthrow the ball. It just, if I'm being honest, one quarterback has done it more than the other. That's all I'm goddamn saying. If I'm calling straight down the middle, black and white, I just showed you Shedeur's. I'm now showing you Deshaun Watson's. I'll show you even Dylan Gabriel's once again if you want to really see it, chat, if you're just now tuning in. They all threw interceptions today. They will throw interceptions in practice, y'all. That's the thing. We are watching them practice. They are allowed to make mistakes. Deshaun Watson is allowed to make mistakes during practice. Dylan Gabriel is allowed to make mistakes during practice. And Shedeur Sanders is allowed to make mistakes during practice. But my thing is, who's making the less mistakes? Who's making the better decisions? Not just one practice, not just 2 practices, but consistently. As a quarterback in the NFL, you have to show up time and time again, day after day. Period. You must show up day after day. No days off. I told y'all yesterday, the rent is due every day. The rent is due every single day, y'all. So if the rent due every day, then guess what? Some days, guess what? You're going to have it probably a little bit more than others. Some days you're going to have it a little bit more than others. But today, it's not Shedeur Sanders struggled. No. Everybody threw it up. They said, you get a pick, you get an interception, you get an interception, you get a pick, you get a pick, you get a pick. Everybody threw it up. So what are we talking about? Chad, what are we talking about? But that's the thing it comes back down to. When we looking at the numbers, all I'm saying is, and I'll go ahead and put up my graphic from all today. So these are all the numbers. Actually, this is let's go off this graphic till I get my other graphic ready for you. I'll pull up the other graphic right now so that way you can see every single day of camp and how it's been and who's been the most consistent. But there are the numbers today. If you add a touchdown, 2 touchdowns to Deshaun Watson column, go ahead. But yesterday they didn't include multiple Shedeur Sanders touchdowns. I saw it for myself. So, yes, we can look at this tracker, but it's not the gospel, y'all. Yes, we can take it into account, but it's not the end-all, be-all. All right? And with that being said, I just showed you both quarterbacks, not both, all 3 of the quarterbacks threw interceptions today. The only quarterback that did throw interception today was Taylor Green, but that's because that boy ain't getting no reps. Taylor Green was the only quarterback that ain't throw no interceptions today, and that's because that boy ain't getting no reps. He ain't see the field. He ain't see nothing. Nothing. And that's okay. Right? That's okay. But what I'm trying to get you to understand, Chad, is, dog, these stats, these QB trackers, dog, we are ready for when the pads come on, when that preseason game is here. Some of this stuff, to be quite honest with you, is for shits and giggles. That's it. For shits and giggles for now. But when them pads come on, tomorrow, when it's the scrimmage and it's here, what do you do when the pads come on, Deshaun? What you going to do when the pads come on, Shedeur? I know one guy's going to continue to prove that he's going to continue to be consistent. All right? One guy's going to show that he's going to continue to be consistent. I know that for a fact. And now I'm about to put the QB tracker. All right? I'm about to put multiple days so that way we can see multiple days together. And that way y'all can see it for yourselves. But, dog, take all this with a grain of salt, chat. All of it. Because at the end of the day, the real stuff happens in a couple weeks from now. The real stuff happens next Saturday when they're taking on Chicago Bears, which I will be in attendance for, and I will be giving you the same access. After the game, we here, we locked in, we laugh. Promise you. We're going to be locked in and we ready to go after the game. We're going to be here. But understand that, dog, at the end of the day, man, hey, we know how to look at all this. We know how to look at all this. All right? We do. So, I don't want to hit the its and ands, the buts. I don't want to hit none of that. None of it. We're looking at this tracker with a grain of salt. All right? Now let me get into a few more clips because today's video, just like camp was today, it's light. Ain't too much more to talk about. Tomorrow, I'm going to have the clips all loaded for you. And we're going to be talking about it and breaking it all down. We're going to be really getting to the nitty gritty of it all. But for now, come on, man. Come on, man. They got to cut it out. They got to stop the nonsense. Stop all the extraness. Deshaun Watson, yes, he's having good days, but his good days are always when it seems that nobody's coming at him. He's not having to look at a rush. He's not having to diagnose a defense. He's in shells. He's comfortable. Come on, man. I'm not trying to come at Deshaun, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. All right, these are the QB trackers from the last few days. The only days that aren't on here, the only days that's not included in this QB tracker is the first 2 days. But if we look at the numbers, and next time I will put who practiced with the ones on the days that they practice the ones, who practice with the twos. I will have that graphic for you next time. But if we're looking at the quick little graphic, if we just looking at it, All the numbers. And I will bring you a better graphic here in 2 seconds. I got you. But, dog. What come on, man. What is there to talk about? We know who balling, we know who not. We know who's being the most consistent out of all these guys and out of all these quarterbacks. With another day in the books, we're going to continue to be consistent. But to be quite honest with you, I heard 92 The Fan earlier today. They talking about now they want Carson Beck. Oh, man, what about Carson Beck? Come on, man. But yet you got guys coming out like this with some of these takes.
This is the worst quarterback room in football.
Wow, so bold. So bold. Again, yet
That's
I did
why
not
Vegas
hear that
has
yesterday.
This team at 5.5 wins.
I did not know that.
We were in Berea
By the way, is Vegas ever wrong? Does that ever happen?
That's why all those buildings out there are really nice.
Not rarely. When it comes to things like teams over and unders, again, they're very good at putting it, but they are wrong on that about as much as you can be wrong on it and still have those very nice buildings you're talking about.
Very nice buildings. Very nice restaurants.
But the point is, getting back to it, I want to hear that you're not going to flip-flop and be gung-ho on Deshaun or Shedeur if they've got a good 4-week stretch.
Because if Shedeur starts, I'm back in on this thing. I want Shedeur to be the starting.
What do you mean you back in on this thing? Y'all see how they always talking out two sides of their mouth, chat? I just want to pull this up because I just want to point out something. Dog, I keep on hearing that this is the worst quarterback room in the whole NFL and the whole league. Okay. Well, have you looked at Minnesota's quarterback room? Have you looked at Atlanta's quarterback room? I can keep going. Have you looked at the Dolphins quarterback room? I can keep going. Have you looked at the Tennessee Titans quarterback room? Because Cam Ward ain't had the best season last year. But I ain't hearing nobody talk and throw so much smut on Cam Ward name. Oh, because he was a rookie. Oh, because he was a first-round pick. Well, Shedeur outperformed him when they played head-to-head. But y'all ain't talking about that quarterback room. How come Cleveland got the worst quarterback room in the league? Shedeur Sanders was actually a known Pro Bowler last year. Shedeur Sanders actually threw more touchdowns in a 7-game stretch than who? Josh Allen. But we got the worst quarterback room? Come on, bro. The propaganda and the nonsense is getting crazy. The Cardinals? With Jacoby Brissett? And what? Huh? Come on, bruh. But it goes back to our conversation from earlier, chat. He's polarizing. I get that. But you see how Ken just asked him, don't start flip-flopping because you know he's going to start flip-flopping. That's what they all do. But just know we got the receipt.
Quarterback here.
So what I'm hearing is you don't have any faith or conviction on this, but you will be waving the pom-poms.
Correct, because guess why,
and act
Nick?
like you never said they stung.
The Browns don't believe that he's any good. Do I have to say that out loud? There it is. The Browns don't think Shedeur's good. You could put aggregators, take it. Nick Pedone says on 92.3 The Fan, Browns don't believe Shedeur Sanders
so
good.
That's
because
why he's one of the guys starting?
If they thought he was good, Nick, he'd be named the starting quarterback by now.
That's not how quarterback battles work.
He's basically saying if he was really that good, they would have already named him a quarterback already. Well, dog, Todd Monken is an unbiased head coach. He's a coach who doesn't know anything about him or him. So if neither one of these guys were the starters for multiple years in a row, then I have to come in, I have to look at this unbiased, and I have to be subjective about it. So I'm going to give this guy a shot, I'm going to give this guy a shot. It made the best man win. It doesn't mean no good to name Shedeur Sanders a starter right now or Deshaun Watson the starter right now without me even seeing them play in a single game. Cut it out. Or without me even seeing him in a full scrimmage. A full-on scrimmage. Head-to-head, full pads. Tomorrow's going to be a 2-3 hour practice. And we're going to have the clips loaded. Because I know what my guy going to do. You know what he going to do. So tell him to miss us with all that. This is a quarterback competition. This is how quarterback competitions play out. But I'm telling you, if you let Shedeur Sanders get this job, he going to take it, and I promise you he ain't giving it back. Deshaun Watson, it's been fun. It's been real. Keep on putting the pressure on us. Keep on stacking these good days, because that's what we need. That's only going to bring the best out of us. That's only going to bring the best out of Shedeur, ain't it? Ain't it, chat? Period. But like somebody else in the chat said, we don't listen to 92.3 The Fan. We don't. But I just want to show y'all all this because we going to keep the receipts, chat. Because when they start balling and the team start cooking, Shedeur Sanders, he just ripped. He won 4 games in a row for the Cleveland Browns. Whoa. Then when they come try to jump on a bandwagon, nah, dog. We remember what you said. We remember what you said. We remember what you said. If they didn't value him, he wouldn't even be on his team. He wouldn't even be on the team. And to be quite honest with y'all, somebody in the chat just said it. Deshaun Watson damn near has been getting more reps at times. And he still ain't doing nothing with him. Until now. When we just been stacking days and stacking days and stacking days. Stacking days and stacking days and stacking days. That's it. Deshaun, we ain't sleeping on you, big guy. But Deshaun, once again, this clip that I'm about to show y'all, how many clips of Shedeur Sanders have we seen him doing this? And why are we just now seeing Deshaun do this? Deshaun, welcome to the party. But we've been doing this. You're an NFL quarterback. You're supposed to throw dots like that. This is how it's supposed to be. And I'm not going to lie to you. Number 20, you're trash, boy, and he failed. But, hey, completion nonetheless. But number 20, boy, you've been getting cooked all. Boy, you've been, oh, my God. Chad, I didn't even notice he failed earlier, but, hey, you've been getting cooked all camp 2-0. How you trip? Oh, their legs got tangled up. All right, I'll give it to him. But my point is, though, Deshaun, we've at least been seeing 1 or 2 clips of Shedeur Sanders doing this same thing at least 2 to 3 times a practice every single day. Deshaun Watson, you've had 2 good days of camp. Today, potentially, because I saw 2 great throws from you, and then the day where they gave you 7 touchdowns, so that way, potentially, the QB tracker wouldn't look so good for the other guy. Because that QB tracker was starting to look a little strange, wasn't it, chat? It was looking a little strange. But Deshaun, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to applaud you. Because we thank you for coming to the party. Real quick, chat. Hey, real quick. Hey, if you're just not coming in here, if you've been in here, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. If you're liking what I'm talking about, what we're discussing, hit the subscribe button and come back for more. But tomorrow, chat, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's a 2.5 hour scrimmage. Tomorrow is the day where we really compare. Because tomorrow they're going to be in full pads and everybody and their mama going to be locked and loaded. And then next Saturday, I'm going to be in the stands just like this, chat. Hey, let's go, too. Hey, Shedeur. Hey, chat, we gonna be locked and loaded next week. But I'm just trying to say, and I'm showing y'all this because, man, like, they gotta cut out the nonsense and the BS. They gotta stop lying and saying this and saying that. Every day, our guy does what he's supposed to do. Every day. But Deshaun, we appreciate you, my guy. Deshaun, we grateful for you. Deshaun, I'm always give you a little bit of spotlight because I liked you coming out of Clemson, Deshaun. I liked you coming out of Clemson. We know, Deshaun, you're on this healing journey. Right? But that might not be enough. That might not be enough, Deshaun. I'm just saying.
You know, being idle and coming off the injuries, shoulder looks awesome thrown out there.
Thank you.
Achilles moving around and stuff. But the kind of 18 months not playing, how's it physically feeling? And then mentally, how quick is it coming back with the new system and not playing for a year and a half?
Yeah, I think the physical side has been really good. I think the training staff here with the team and then my team outside of the building has been doing a heck of a job of getting me prepared for that. And then mentally, it's been coming back super fast. I think again, being able to be human and be able to learn from the mistakes that I have made, but also just grow from it and just keep building and keep building. That's the point of training camp, and keep stacking those times so you can learn those lessons now. So once the season and games start, you can kind of be aware of it.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, Deshaun. I like that. All right? Deshaun, you got to keep it up, Deshaun. You got to. Because we're going to need a good backup. Yeah, I said it. We gonna need, hey, Dylan don't look he don't look too shabby, but Deshaun, we gonna need you. We gonna need you, my guy. Deshaun, we gonna need you. All right? We gonna need you. We gonna need you, player. All right, I'm just saying. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So we here for Deshaun. We really are, chat. I love what I'm seeing from Deshaun. But all I'm saying is there's someone better on the squad. That's it. But Deshaun Watson, we here for you. I want you to do great things. I want you to go out here and be great. I do. We here for it. But all I'm saying is, Deshaun, hey, consistency. And this is what we're going to need out of our backup. But Deshaun, you doing this? Oh, just know tomorrow we're going to be activated. Woo! Hey. Dubs in the chat for Deshaun Watson, man. On his healing journey, coming back. All to be Shedeur Sanders backup. I ain't being biased. I'm just telling you which side of the aisle I'm standing on, chat. You see, I'm dropping, let's drop a bomb for Deshaun Watson. But let's also drop a bomb for Shedeur Sanders. And let's also drop a bomb for May the best man wins. But at the end of the day, chat, Deshaun, you only do this, at least from what my eyes can tell, is when boys are in shorts and shoulder pads and helmets. When the bullets are flying, Deshaun, all I'm saying is I don't see what everybody else sees. When the bullets are flying, Deshaun, all I'm saying is, dog, I'm not seeing this all the time. When you got full pads on, I'm not seeing it. When you're sometimes with the twos, I'm not seeing it. When you're sometime with the ones, I'm not seeing it because we'll get a throw from like this, right? Y'all see it, chat? We'll get a throw like this from Deshaun. I just showed you. Deshaun Watson will give us a throw like this, chat. Let's start all the way from the beginning. Let's rewind it one more time. Deshaun Watson will give us a throw like this, right? And then you know what kind of throw he going to give us. You know what kind of throw he going to give us. He'll give us a throw like that, right, chat? But then he'll turn around and just do that. Hey, chat, I'm not being biased, but I'm just stating the facts. We love it, Deshaun. But our guy, even when you actually got pads on the bottom and shoulder pads and helmet on, we consistent time in and time out, day in and day out, time and time again. Because, Chad, if we need to be reminded, stats don't lie, right? But who do lie? Men, women, but stats and numbers, they don't. Men lie, women lie, stats and numbers, they don't. These numbers might be AI, but they still got who in the front. Even if they wanted to maneuver it, even if they wanted to pad the stats, chat, like they did the other day and gave Deshaun Watson 7 touchdowns. They padded the stats. Whose stats still look better? Even if you pad the stats, it's still not looking the same. Even if you pad the stats, it's nothing against Deshaun. I just showed y'all some Deshaun Watson highlights. This has nothing to do with Deshaun. Nothing to do with Deshaun. And I don't know what's going on with my mic chat, but anyway, we're going to be all right. But this has nothing to do with Deshaun. But it has everything to do with the inconsistency that he has brought to the table. For the first 4 or 5 days, Deshaun Watson was nowhere to be found. Now, we found you, but one day you had 7 touchdowns. Today, you had some good, but you also had some bad. But every single day from 2, we've been going like this. Slow and steady. Deshaun. Woo. So I'm just pointing out the obvious, chat. No bias. I'm just pointing out the obvious. But you know what side of the aisle I stand on. And you know why. So we shall see, chat, how this quarterback battle is going to shape up out in Cleveland. We're going to see what it comes down to. We will see. All right. Let's hear what they got to say about today's practice. We're going to listen to it. And then after this, chat, we might have to close it out for the day. But we're going to listen to it anyway.
Today encapsulated for me, Coach, as we're 9 practices into camp, why there isn't a definitive leader in the clubhouse, even after installation has been complete with these quarterbacks. Both of them have had their spectacular moments. Both of them have had their head-scratching moments. And both of them had moments where, quite frankly, they didn't get help from teammates.
Yeah, and today was one of those days, right? We had drops today. Today was the first day we saw a number of drops on really good balls by all 3 guys. I think you said it best. So with this roller coaster, there's been a level of consistency where they haven't been terrible. Maybe they haven't been outstanding, but they've been solid. Today was either really, really good, probably throws of camp because it wasn't installed, and they were going vertical a lot. Not just throwing the ball 40, 50 yards downfield, but we're talking those chunk plays that Todd Monken loves, 15 to 25 yards. They threw some great footballs. And then all of a sudden they come back and they would just get a miss, and it would be a pure overthrow into an interception. That's what they're working on right now. They got to be more consistent. Today was I would say the epitome of the roller coaster they've had this camp, where after some throws, you're like, my goodness. And then others, it's the same way. It's like, what are we doing? So they're going to have to figure that out. Again, for me, I think they're going to the right spot. They have to be more consistent with their accuracy.
But you see how they're kind of making a broad statement? They have to be more consistent. They have been looking inconsistent and this and that. No, get specific, dog. Because we know what our guy, what's the number one thing that we know about our guy, chat? He's what? He's accurate. I showed you a ball where he was inaccurate. He overshot it. Yes, it happens. But what's the number one thing that we can hang our hat on with our guy? He's accurate. So who's been inaccurate? Get specific. Give us specifics. Let us know what you're really talking about. But with him saying this also was a lot of drops today, drops don't help. So the wide receivers, we got to get it together. Drops don't help. Drops do not help. We got to get it together for the wide receivers. But the hater wheel is still alive and well. All right. But real quick, Shedeur Sanders highlights of today. All right, let's get into them all. All right, this is the one thing that I haven't been doing that I will promise to do for y'all moving forward. All right, from here on out, at the end of each day, I will give you the full highlights. All right, I haven't been doing this as consistently as I should, but today, these are all the clips from Shedeur Sanders today, and this is his full highlights from today. So let's just watch them all. All right, this is just a sack. All right, as you can see, boom, free rusher, sack. Hey, and that boy last name Sack. Hey, that's so to him. That's so to him. So that's a sack. Just throw it away. Sack. All right, next play. Shedeur Sanders. Woo! Interception. We saw this earlier. Shedeur Sanders. Interception. We saw it earlier. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. All right? Every quarterback threw an interception today. Shedeur Sanders, no exception. Boom. That was Shedeur Sanders' best pass of the day right here. His best pass of the day to Laradan. All right. Sitting back on it. Boom. Beautiful. Good catch, Larv. Best pass of the day right there from Shedeur Sanders. Once again, these are all Shedeur Sanders highlights from today. All right. I haven't been giving it to you as much, but today I'm giving it to you. Putting it on him. Putting it on him. Putting it on him. Consistent assassin. Consistent assassin. Oh, good PBU. That was a good PBU right there. Came into the screen. The guy was looked open. It happens. It happens. Great PBU by the defense, though. Remember, they're playing one of the best defenses in the league. That's up to that boy Warren because he's going to be good for y'all for years to come. Woo! That's a rope. Oh! Come on. Come on. You got to catch it, big guy. You got to catch that, my guy. Oh. Ah, he put it right in the worst spot possible. He put it in the worst spot possible, and that's a touchdown. This should be a touchdown on the board for us, Corley. But you dropped it. Oh, that's a touchdown, chat. That's a touchdown, chat. Oh, my God. That's a touchdown. Oh. Man, don't put your head up for that. Next play. Easy money. Easy money. Next play. Hold on. Let's go back to it. Play action. Shedeur Sanders, once again, he was working with the twos today. And I feel that. I agree with that sentiment. Someone in the chat just said something that was key that I agree with. SO to him. Who said it? The Will Men's fashion guy. He said Monken has his own project playbook. He's following to a script. So we'll see how it plays out. All right. The politics won't matter. That's a fact. And then Low Key 77 came back and said, honestly, I just want them to give Shedeur Sanders a full season. He earned it. Watson is a 10-year vet already. He already had his chance. Yes, he has had his chance. Watson hasn't played in the last goddamn 2 seasons, really. But in 5 seasons, five. He's only played 19 games. Bruh, we got to see what we got in that boy Sanders. We got to see what we got in that boy Shedeur. These are all Shedeur highlights from today, chat. All right? All of his highlights from today. I haven't been playing it. All right, I got to start doing this for y'all. That is my bad. That's on me. All right? But tomorrow, best believe, we're going to have all the highlights. Because the boys going to be in full pads and boys going to be locked and loaded tomorrow. So best believe, chat, tomorrow, we're going to have all the highlights. All of them. All the clips will be loaded. All of them. But there you have it. Those are the highlights from Shedeur Sanders today. All right? Those are all the highlights from Shedeur Sanders today. That boy balled. All right? Had a solid day. Deshaun Watson also showed out today. Deshaun Watson also showed out today. All right? Deshaun Watson also showed out today. All right? Dylan Gabriel, nah. Do we got to show Dylan Gabriel highlights, chat? Would I be biased if I didn't? All right, let's show Dylan Gabriel highlights, man. I just showed Shedeur. We're going to say Deshaun highlights for last. All right, let's look at Dylan Gabriel highlights of today. First highlight of the day. Goddamn interception. Holy shit. Goddamn, Dylan. Anyway, next Dylan highlight. Nice little pass over the middle. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Got to make sure, chat, I'm showing everybody I'm biased over here. All right? Got to make sure I'm showing y'all I'm biased. All right? Even though I really don't care. I'm just messing with y'all, though. But we got to play at both sides of the aisle, though. We got to play at both sides of the aisle. Shedeur is definitely spreading the light, though. Watson got paid for 19 seasons, well, for 19 games to do nothing. Remember that. All right. But there you have it, folks. Those were Dylan Gabriel highlights, literally. Those were Dylan Gabriel highlights from today. That's all I got for you. That's it. That's it. That's all. All right. Just saying. Just saying. All right. That's all I got for you. All right. Dylan did all right. He did. But that's it. Deshaun Watson highlights. We saw a lot of them. I showed you a nice amount of them, so we ain't going to get into his highlights. But, chat, as we close this video out today, all right, before we get up out of here, all right, I might show one more video, but I'm not sure yet. I might save it for tomorrow. All right, but before we get up out of here, please, chat, hit that like button for me. Hit that like button for me. Show me some love. All right, we talked about a lot today, and we really got into the nitty-gritty at the beginning of this video because I had to get some stuff off my chest. All right, but tomorrow is the day that we all need to lock in and make sure we come back and tune in for. Tomorrow, that is when we really see what the hell is going on with this quarterback battle in this competition. Tomorrow is the first day of goddamn real football. Tomorrow, the first day of real football, if we're being honest, chat. Tomorrow, the pads come on, full pads. Everybody going to be locked and loaded, and then it's time to do the goddamn thing. Ain't no more time to sit. Ain't no more time to wait. Ain't no more time to ponder about anything. Tomorrow is the time, or tomorrow is the day. Let me say that. Tomorrow's the day where we see who really is pulling out ahead. Tomorrow's the day where we see who really is leading in the competition. Tomorrow is the day where we see really what Todd Monken is thinking, what the rest of that goddamn team is thinking, and really what we see with our own two eyes, who's really balling. Tomorrow's a 2.5-hour practice. You're going to go, hey, red zone, full team drills, 7-on-7, third down, convert. Like tomorrow is really when we going to see what they all really about. Period, point blank. Light day for Shedeur today, light day for Shedeur the other day, but watch what we do tomorrow. Watch what we do tomorrow. Deshaun, nah. We know they trying to pad the stats. But we also seeing you with a lot more clips and a lot more moments. So Deshaun, once again, welcome to the party. But, chat, if we looking at it, all right, Chad, if we really looking at it, if we're looking at the QB battle, all right, if we're looking at how everything's shaping out, we won't know nut team until the pads come on. Until the pads come on is the only time that we gonna know what's really what. You understand me? And guess what? Tomorrow, we gonna at least get a glimpse. We gonna at least get a glimpse. But looking back at the quarterback tracker today for one last time before we wrap it up and get up out of here, or as we wrap it up, Shedeur Sanders, 9 for 15 today, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Deshaun Watson, 13 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dylan Gabriel today, 4 for 6, 0 TDs, 1 interception. Taylor Green, nothing. Nada. All right? So once again, the QB tracker, you see it. But chat, dog, hey, at the end of the day, two gonna continue to cook. Tomorrow's when we see who's really leading this quarterback race. Who's really balling. Tomorrow's when we see it. Tomorrow we in full pads, Deshaun. So what the hell you gonna do tomorrow? Tomorrow we in full pads, Shedeur. So what the hell you gonna do tomorrow? Tomorrow is when the competition really starts. Tomorrow is when we really need to be locked and loaded and locked in on what's going on with this QB battle. Tomorrow is when we really need to go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty and really start deciphering who is who and what's what. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. Training camp and practice starts around 1. We'll be on here around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. So 2:30 Eastern, we will be here for day 10 of training camp and for the scrimmage. But tomorrow, make sure you bring your popcorn. Make sure you bring a little snack. Because tomorrow, I promise you, we're going to see how the cream rises to the top. And who practicing with the ones tomorrow? Everybody. Who's starting with the ones, though? Shedeur. But everybody going tomorrow with full pads. So, Deshaun, what you going to do? Shedeur, what you going to do? Pressure burst pipes, baby, or pressure burst diamonds? Pressure burst pipes or pressure burst diamonds? I said pressure burst diamonds. Pressure burst pipes or pressure makes diamonds. Holy shit. He needs some milk. Get him off the sticks. My bad, chat. But it's a true statement, though. Pressure either makes diamonds or pressure bursts pipes. So, Deshaun, you going to let the pressure get on you or get to you? Shedeur, you going to let the pressure get on you or get to you? We shall see. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, though, because tomorrow is when we get into it all and more. So, hey, chat. Hey, we got into the QB tracker one last time. Y'all see the numbers. Right now, chat, let me know who you got. Everybody, let me know in the chat right now who you got, Shedeur or Deshaun. Everybody in the chat right now, before we get up out of here, who you got, Shedeur or Deshaun? Who you got, Shedeur or Deshaun? Who you going with? Who you going with? All right? Who we going with? Who we going with, chat? Let me know. They said, Taylor Green, keep your head up. Keep your eyes on the prize. There is hope for elevation. Keep hope alive. Hey, Chad trying to get Taylor Green a pep talk. Hey, dog. Hey, that boy don't need no pep talk, man. Hey, he getting that treatment, man. This is developmental year. Next year, not this year. But, hey, we like that we got him on the squad, though. Taylor Green, better luck next year, my guy. You're going to be all right, though. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. But, all right, we got one person saying Shedeur. SO to Shedeur. We got a few people saying Sanders. SO to you. All right, so we want Sanders. Yeah, me too. I got my money on 2. I got my money on 2, chat. I do. But, chat, I really appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all always showing love, man. But, chat, today was a light day. But tomorrow, chat, that's the day. Tomorrow, that's the day, chat. So turn on your notifications right now. Hit that like button right now. Hit that subscribe button right now. Because tomorrow, hey, we're going to see what they really talking about. We're going to see what they really talking about. I see Sanders. I see a lot of us, Shedeurians out here. They want to call us Shedeurians. Call us what you want. But just know, you're calling us. All right? Tomorrow, what time? 2:30 Eastern. So 1:30, I think that's 1:30 Central Time. 2:30 Eastern, we will be right back here tomorrow for day 10. All right? Day 10. I don't know why I put up 7. Day 10. Day 10. All right? Make sure before you leave, though, hit that like button. Tomorrow, day 10, 2:30 Eastern Time. All right? 1:30 Central. We will be right back here giving you day 10's highlights and recaps. And tomorrow, I'm going to have a lot more highlights for you. Today was a light day, chat. But even in a light day, we still steady and consistent. Even in a light day, hey, we still getting money. We still pushing. So the QB tracker, it was what it was. It was what it was. You saw it. But just make sure you come back and you tune in tomorrow. All right, I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, please, please, please. Hit the like button. Spam the like button. I appreciate you in advance. And then make sure, not only are you hitting that like button, make sure you do me this one solid and this one favor. Please make sure you're sending this to your daddy, your mama, your best friend of another friend, Lit Johnny, Lit Timmy. And don't figure out Lil Susie too. Lil Susie just moved in down the street. And you know Lil Josh just moved in across the street from her. All right, so make sure you send these gems to everybody. You can't keep all these gems to yourself. That is selfish. All right, stop doing it. Cut it out. All right, cut it out. Send these gems to everybody. All right, and understand I appreciate you. I'm thankful for you. All right, and tomorrow we will be back for day 10. But day 9 is in the books, chat. Let's recap it one last time. Recap it one last time. Day 9 from training camp. Shedeur Sanders, 9 for 15, practicing with the 1s. Practicing with the 2s. My bad. Shedeur Sanders practicing with the 2s. 9 for 15, 1 interception. Deshaun Watson, 13 for 23, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Dylan Gabriel, 4 for 6, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tomorrow is when the tracker really matters, though. Tomorrow is when the clips really matter, though. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. So, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for always tuning in, and thank you for continuing to come back. My beautiful people, I appreciate you. You can't gain anything with Watson, but you have everything to gain with that boy, too, and Shedeur Sanders. They need to know what they're doing with those next 2 draft picks next season. We keep on talking about it. I don't got to keep on bringing it up, chat, but y'all know next season, we got 2 draft picks. Next season, we need to see if we're going to be in the market for a quarterback or we're going to be in the market for a wide receiver and another offensive lineman to build around this young team and build around this young core. It's that simple. It's that simple. But tomorrow we're going to talk about all that and more. So once again, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you. We going to be back. And make sure you come back tomorrow for more. You understand me? And hey, are we out? Hey, is it just like that? Nah. Yeah, it's like that. We out. Deuces, my beautiful people. Hey, I will see you soon, though. For real. For real, for real. We out. Yeah.
Hey, we live now, really.